Has Chapter 6 been delayed or cancelled, or will it live up to expectations? Let's discuss it in today's video. If you don't already know, Fortnite officially posted this tweet today saying the OG returns December 6th, which is going to be the original OG Fortnite. And there's been a lot of leaks around this recently saying that each monthly or each kind of season will cycle through monthly, being Season 1 all the way to Season X. And I guess it would just either keep repeating, or maybe Fortnite would turn it into something else and have Season 11, which we never got inside of the original island. So yeah, kind of exciting. How would this work cosmetic wise and things like that? I don't think anything really will be related cosmetic wise in it, I don't think, but I'm sure they'll do some way of monetizing it. And I wonder if things like the block and all these elements of OG Fortnite will make a return. It's a big question to ask, and that's what we're going to discuss in today's video. But first off, the main topic is Chapter 6. What's happened to it? Officially, Fortnite haven't announced it anywhere on any of their socials. Like, I've not seen an official announcement. I put a tweet out asking, is it cancelled? A lot of people are like, no, it's not cancelled or anything. I don't think it's cancelled, but what I do think is it might be delayed. It could be delayed for this OG release to kind of have a little bit of hype, which would make sense. And it kind of lines up nicely with what I said with the update schedules. If you're not already aware, this season's update has been delayed by 5 days, which would kind of make sense if it's added on at the end of the season when it falls in place for the release of Season OG. If the season gets delayed by these 5 days where the update is delayed, it would work out nicely. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Maybe it's just this update that's delayed. But to me, it seems weird how the season supposedly ends on the 1st of December and then OG releases on the 6th, which is 5 days. And also there's a 5-day delay between the current update. Maybe it's a coincidence, maybe it's not. But I also think that Chapter 6 was seen on the original roadmap, on the leaked roadmap. However, it wasn't exactly kind of 100% true that this roadmap still could go ahead at this point, because obviously everything else has gone ahead on it. But at this point in time, they could have changed Chapter 6 and delayed it till next year, and I feel like releasing Chapter 6 with OG would be a bad move. No one would really be that interested in Chapter 6. It wouldn't really create that much hype, which brings me on to ask you guys, what do you think? Do you think Chapter 6 is going to be delayed or cancelled? Let me know in the comments. I really want to know your thoughts. Now, there has been a bunch of leaks on Chapter 6 recently. Stuff like this one here you can see on screen, which is about NPCs and different times of day. Saying here, a forest biome, which is going to have different night cycle mechanic, which will spawn different animals and NPCs. Now, there's no harm in them adding that into the original OG. You know, they've, just like they've done with Remix, they might, on the original OG, add elements that we've seen in the past, like NPCs and things like that, which we never really got in the original OG, just to make it feel a little bit similar to how the original chapters, or not the original, sorry, the recent chapters have played, but on an OG setting. Not Remix, like they've done in Remix with all the crazy Remix POIs, just add some additional features to make it feel a little bit familiar for some of the newer players that join, I guess, at a later stage who might find interest in hiring and finding NPCs, which there is definitely an audience for that. We've seen that with the second channel by Post and other YouTube channels that focus their content around NPCs and bosses, which is definitely a worth talking point there, that a lot of people do find them sort of things interesting. Obviously, competitive community and things like that, they're not really seen very highly, NPCs, unless they're going to be giving you chug splashes. But that's a separate topic. But yeah, so that could be the case. They could do that, and Chapter 6 has been completely taken off the cards or delayed. I don't think it's been taken off the cards or cancelled. I think delayed could be an option because it allows players to play the OG again in December. And it just feels weird to, like, for me to see this and to read that, because I thought the remix stuff was originally the OG stuff. Like, I don't think we were going to be getting OG returning again, but it's confirmed that it is. And to me, there's a part of me that thinks it was planned all along, and there's also a part of me that thinks the people really high up in Fortnite, maybe not even Tim, but the people that want to see the numbers and the player base, maybe Tencent, the people that own Fortnite, maybe they've seen it and gone, oh, we need our player base to be as good as it was last year with OG returning. The remix one hasn't lived up to that expectation. It's still been phenomenal, let's be honest. The player base is amazing, the amount of people on the game, but it hasn't lived up to the original OG, and it probably never really would, because obviously that was Fortnite's peak, the original OG. Now, Chapter 2 is amazing, I do love Chapter 2, but the remix hasn't lived up to the peak. So maybe someone in the Epic Games higher up have said, we need our player count to be that, around November, December, let's try again and see if we can get it with OG releasing and keep it in the game and see if it maintains. Which is an interesting move, and I'm quite excited for it. And obviously it will boost up that player count across the board. But the fears I do have with this is it's releasing at the same time of Chapter 6 and first person in creative. To me, this release is just weird. Like, obviously there's a lot of players in the game at this point, and it's great, but most players will be playing the game mainly for OG. They're not going to be really playing the first person maps. Yeah, they might play them and experience them a little bit, not just first person, but also creative in general. And Chapter 6, are they going to, like, there's a lot of choice. You see what I mean? There's a lot of choice. And in the past, a lot of choice sometimes isn't always the best for the main modes. You know, we've seen that with the Lego mode, we've seen it with the festival mode, the rocket racing, which has just completely disappeared now. They were dead popular when they first released and they faded out. Now, I don't want to see that happen to especially Chapter 6, with OG just being the spotlight. And we've got Remix as well, which has just had its new map, and we'll be getting the old map back as well, so we'll be rotating that. There's a lot going on of these modes and LTMs, which are quite similar. If we've got Remix, OG, and Chapter 6, that's 3 Battle Royale modes by Epic Games, plus 0 build variants and ranked variants. There's a lot of selection just there from Epic Games alone. I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but to me, from a player's point of view, it definitely could be difficult on which one to pick and play. However, as I was editing this video, I've just cut out an entire segment, which was like 6 minutes long. Sheena actually replied to my tweet saying, nah, Fortnite OG is a separate playlist, Chapter 6 is set for December the 1st. So Chapter 6 is set, and then someone else replied to it saying, what if Chapter 6 isn't a BR and is an open world mode, meaning that Chapter 1 would be the only BR mode? This to me kind of makes me think, maybe this could actually be the case, because why would you want 2 Battle Royales in the game? For me, it just doesn't add up, because that means there's 4 modes you've got, and ranked. Where does ranked play as well? Does ranked play on Chapter 6, or does ranked play on this? Where do the tournaments for cash prizes go? It feels like there's too much selection, so maybe Chapter 6 might not be a BR. There's no rules that says Chapter 6 has to be a Battle Royale, which excites me a little bit. I think that is something a little bit different. So yeah, maybe we'll wait and see what Chapter 6 actually is itself. But yeah, I remember watching the Unreal Fest, and Fortnite did say there's one more big announcement coming, or one more new mode coming with the discovery of this, you know, similar to Lego and Festival and all that. And I think this OG might fall in that. On the announcement they did say that. And Tim also apparently did say, I don't know if it was at that conference, but I remember maybe hearing it somewhere, that it's going to make Chapter 6, Chapter 7, Chapter 8, Chapter 9. He just kind of like made it as like a joke carrying on. I think he did say something like that, or something about the future of the metaverse or something at the talk. I can't remember, but something on the line of that, which kind of confirms it officially from Epic, but doesn't. There's like been no official statement from Fortnite saying that Chapter 6 is confirmed. And maybe Chapter 6 could be an open world, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm quite excited for it, to be honest. Now, thinking about it, that it might not be a BR. It's a possibility. The chances aren't 100%, so just think about it and just consider it, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Been a different style of video. The update is out tomorrow. It's mainly just the changes over at Ice Spice at the Shark getting added in. I'll make a sweet little map change video, but nothing major, because it is just the Chapter 2 remix stuff mainly. That's added in tomorrow, by the way, with the Ice Spice stuff. But yeah, that's it for today's video. If you're new, tap the like and subscribe, and pop in code POST to the item shop if you want to support me further. Thank you, guys. Have a good one. Peace.